are you doing? I hope you're doing well. And today we're going to start with puzzle survival. If you don't know, it's on chess.com, and the rules are if you have to keep doing puzzles until you get 3 incorrect, and then you're out. So let's jump right in. Alright, so we were giving a check with the rook. As you can see, it was a check. So he took. I think this one is pretty easy. You just have to take the rook. And then now we see that this h1 square is covered by the rook and by the bishop. And pawns are blocking the king's escape. Right? So rook h1 is checkmate. Okay, and now this is another easy one. The queen is attacking the rook, but we do have to see the rook is attacking the queen, but we do have to see that the queen and the other rook are attacking the f1 rook with only the support of one piece. So it's 2 against 1, and taking is also a checkmate because of the other rook. And okay, there's a background weakness here, as you can see, and there's a rook right here to exploit this. Now, black has just captured a free pawn, but was this too greedy? And I think yes, because now we can go all the way up, and then this will lead to a checkmate after rook d8 and rook takes. Alright, and this was not forced, but black decided to take this rook on c8. But now we have to basically take back, which is practically forced. And luckily for us, this leads to mate because of the poor placement of black's king and black's pawns. All right, now we're in this situation we are down by rook and bishop, but again to exploiting the weakness of these pawns and the situation of the king, we can play rook to a8 check, and then we will mate in the next few moves. Alright, now this is common. So the attack on the f7 pawn, so both the queen and the knight are attacking the f7 pawn, and there's only one defender, so which is the king, right? So again, it's 2 to 1, and we have to decide which piece to take with. If we take with the knight, that's a fork, yes, but we have something better. When you see a good move, look for a better one, according to Emmanuel Lasker. And now we see what happens if we take with the queen. We have the knight's support, and once we take with the queen, we're checking the king, and the king doesn't have any square to go because the queen is checking and it's defended. The pawn is blocking the king's other escape square, and the knight is blocking the other's escape square. So we see queen takes f7 is a checkmate. Okay, and now rook takes c8, which left the defense of this b2 pawn. 2 pieces are attacking, and only one is defending, so we can go ahead and take this. That's a checkmate. Okay, now we go to an interesting puzzle. So the king has just captured the a5 pawn, and we have a pawn on c2, which is on the verge of queening promotion. And we have a pawn on g5 hanging. So this is very important. If we lose this pawn, the bishop is going to be on the same diagonal. And we will not be able to promote the pawn. We will probably lose. He will probably promote. So we need to save this pawn. Now, you do notice there is a 2 versus 1 majority. So we have to start pushing this. So we go g4. And then we keep pushing. We have a 2 versus 1 majority. He's attacking the pawn, but we don't care. We're going to go g3. And then after he pushes the pawn, he doesn't want to trade. We're going to keep pushing. And the idea here is that if he goes bishop to e3 to try to defend both, he's overloaded, which is a tactic we'll talk about in one of the next videos. Because there are 2 pawns on the verge of queening, and the bishop is only able to stop one. So if bishop e3, then we promote either pawn, and then after the bishop takes the promoted pawn, we promote the other pawn, and we're going to be up by a queen. But that didn't happen. He took the c2 pawn, and now we can promote. We're up by a queen. Okay, and now we have knight takes g4. This is also a pretty easy one. There's 2 against 1. So if we take with the pawn, we're just blocking the attack. And rook takes h7 is a checkmate because you do have to notice the sneaky bishop controlling the g8 square over here. So rook takes g7 is a checkmate. Okay, rook b7. Now the back rank is covered by the rook, so the king can't go back here or here. And this square is also covered by the pawn and these squares, so that we just have to trap the king over here. And we have 3 pawns, right here. And what will happen if we push this? We have 2 pawns defending and only, 1 pawn defending and one king defending. But 2 pawns defending will usually outweigh any other duo than 2 pawns. So I think we should push, and that led to a checkmate because after pawn takes and pawn takes, that was a checkmate because the king couldn't run away to the back rank or to any other square. Alright, this is a common situation where the h2 pawn is under attack by the knight and the bishop, queen. And the knight and the queen are usually a very deadly duo. They could cause many losses for the side who is facing against the queen and the knight. And now we are again, we have a 2 versus 1 occasion. And the king, again, is the unlucky piece defending. And now we just take with the queen because the taking with the knight would just, run into some horrible checks like here or here or here. We're down by a rook here. So we have to do as many moves that are forcing as we can. And this turns out to be a checkmate. Alright, now our queen is under attack and we have 2 choices. Should we give a check here? Should we have a lot of choices. Should we take the knight? Should we take the hanging rook? Or do we have something better? Well, check I think is fine, but then what if he just runs away? Well, then you might want to give a check here. Then he'll just run away. And then, you could come back, but then he'll just come here or here. And he's hanging on by a thread. And he does have the C3 pawn over here. So I guess he does have some counterplay. And not to mention that he's also up by a rook again. So this is not offering us much things, so we can probably discard this. What about queen takes a8? Well, we're pocketing a free rook, but you might say, but again, when you see a good move, look for a better one, right? Taking is also, it's just eliminating, but, the attacker of the queen, but, he just takes, and then after you give a check, he just hides again. So when you come to all of these conclusions, you are seeing that in either one of these moves, your next move is here. So why don't you play right away? Your bishop's defending and the queen's defending. The same rule, 2 versus 1, applies for squares as well. And in this case, this is checkmate. Okay, so now we have an interesting situation where the h pawn has just captured the g pawn. It's an opposite side castling position. And the opponent is threatening to capture g takes h7 check. We can see here that this pawn is hanging. And there is this queen, controlling this line. I think in this situation, a queen for 2 rooks would be good because then we get a lot of activity. So maybe we can go with this. Okay, and now he's done what we call an in-between move, which we'll go into later in one of the videos. He's giving us a check, so we don't have the choice to escape with the rook. Now, if we go here, that would allow the choice for him to promote. We would have to take, and then he would take. And then that will probably give him more material than we want him to take. So I would say we go here. Alright, and this is another common scenario. If the rook wasn't here, then that would be even better for us. But he's just, what has he done? He's tried to take advantage of the pin, because which is another concept we'll go into later in one of the videos. And if I take, his idea is to take, and take, and then where if you calculate, he'll have two rooks for, oh sorry, not here, two rooks for a rook and a bishop. This bishop will be right here, which is a poor trade for us. So we have to do something forcing. He's attacking 3 to 2. Okay, maybe I'll just put that in a different color. So we have to do something fast. Now the king is on a light square, so can I make use of this? And this queen is also being attacked potentially 2 to 1. So if I just get this bishop out with a forcing move, then I will be able to take this queen and win the exchange. I can do just that because by checking, and now I can get the free exchange. Alright, and now we see that this potential square can be used. That's the first thing that jumps to my mind, but the bishop is controlling this square. So can we get rid of this bishop with tempo? Yes, we can. If you consider backward moves, knight takes d3 is really good. And now, if he had took, then we would have mated him in 1. So he played knight to d2. He's trying to be tricky because wherever, if we move the knight here or here or here to try to save it, then we would be losing material because don't forget the sneaky rook here, and the bishop that is hanging on h3. So we would have to go back knight to f. Ooh, looks like that was wrong. Maybe we should go into that later. But okay. Okay, this one is, I think queen to d7 is just 2 against 1. And then, okay, so this one we should go into. So queen e8 or rook c8. He does have a weak back rank because of this. If we go queen e8, then we see this bishop is kind of overloaded in a way, and our queen is hanging. So the first reaction would be to move the queen away anywhere, first of all, but then we would get mated because queen takes, and then queen here or queen here would be checkmate, or even queen here right away is checkmate, but you know, probably, yeah, this is just mate in 1, or he would go mate in 1 right away. So we can't move the queen, so we have to do something forcing. So what forcing moves come to mind? Well, queen e8 check or rook c8 check are the only forcing moves that come to mind, which are actually forcing. Well, if I take this, that doesn't really make sense because of the queen g2. Anyway, so queen e8, then he would probably just take it. And now we don't have rook c8 check because the rook bishop is blocking the back rank. So we would have to play rook c8 check, and it does work because queen e8 check, and now no bishop is blocking the back rank. Rook f8, and then queen takes f8 is checkmate. Alright, now we have f6 by our opponent, threatening our knight, but we don't have to respond to threats immediately. The first move that comes to mind for me is bishop to b5. Okay, does this work? Well, bishop to b5, then all of the squares are covered, right? So something has to block. If he blocks with the queen, obviously we take with the knight or with the bishop, and that's a very poor trade. Minor piece for a queen. That's a very good trade for us. Or he can block with the bishop, which is the only other move left. And we have 2 against 1 again, or we do have 2 against 2, but the queen won't take if we take back, or the queen has to take, but we will get a lot of material because we're getting a knight, or getting a queen for a knight. Alright, and now he has took the g3 pawn with the king, which was a double check. We'll also go into that later in one of the videos. And now we have queen to f2. I think that's just made in one. Oh, he does have two queens. That's interesting. But queen f2 is just checkmate. Here again, there's the concept of 2 against 1, and I think queen takes h7. And now it's not made right away, but we should keep giving a bit more checks. And then now this is made. Okay. And now we'll speed this up a little bit. We keep giving checks. And okay, he's gone back. Okay, now this is a critical theme. This diagonal is a really, you have to be really aware of this. And the queen can't go into this diagonal. That's the main idea of some openings, like to push the c pawn to open up this line for the queen. When they cast one, push this f pawn, this line becomes weak. Diagonal. So can we bring our queen here? Because if the king goes there, well, and our queen is there, well, we can just give him mate. And what else can he do? If he goes here, it's not defended properly, so we just take it. So queen b6 comes to mind, and then this is also not defended. This comes with this is a forcing move, and then he would have blocked, and then that would have led to mate probably. Okay, g4. So he's attacking our knight right now. And we have a choice. We can go queen c6, or bishop c6. Let's analyze. So bishop c6, then king g1. And then what do I play? So I don't really see a good follow-up there. Maybe, okay, so let's check queen c6 now. Maybe there's something better. Queen c6, first of all, if queen g2, then take, and then knight e3 check, and we're forking the king and the rook. And now after queen c6, if king g1, then maybe we have the sneaky queen b6 check, making use of this diagonal once again. And then if he goes here, then we can fork him. And then if he goes here back, then we can go bishop here. So I think this works. Alright, this is another 2 rooks case. I think we should keep on giving forcing moves. Now if we go here, which might be tempting, because if he takes, maybe he can't take with the king. If he takes, maybe there might be some perpetual set check. But I think if you go a little bit deeper, you'll find out that he is getting to a safe square. So we should not play this move. Well, we should go for the safer move instead, which is defended. And then now we have a checkmate. Okay, now we see that this line is opened up, and also this line is also opened up, and our queen is right here. So can we play queen to g6 check? So queen g6 check, if he goes king in, obviously we can just take the free bishop. So the only other move to consider is bishop to g7. And then maybe we just play d takes e5 there. And we're threatening this pawn move, which will attack both the bishop and the knight. So he can't save both. I think queen g6 and then d takes e5. Well, maybe it didn't work, but we will analyze it later. So we'll see what was wrong with my move, and find out the correct move instead. Okay. All right, and so here we have another puzzle, and it's a king and pawn endgame puzzle. So first we have king f4 that's coming to mind, and I will let you know that we will stop at 25 because I know it has already been going for a long time. So we will stop at 25 and then analyze the things we have got wrong, and then I'll wrap up the video. So here I think the first move we should consider is king f4, which the point is we want to push this pawn. We can't push it right away because the king is attacking. So we should probably give some defense. Okay, he's counterattacking. I think we should probably just ignore this because if we take, then he'll get some counterplay. Okay, and then we want to push again. The same scenario. He's gonna take. Okay, he's took, and now we have to take. And now he's not on time. And I will promote on the next move. Alright, and this will be our last puzzle. He's attacking my queen right now. I do see a forcing move. Let's see if this works. I think it does probably work because then I have knight g4 check. So queen d1, king h2, knight g4, and then that's a triple fork. That's good for the player who is black. Okay, so we are going to stop with this puzzle. I am going to click the quit button, and we will analyze the things we have got wrong. So first let's attempt it again. So it was this puzzle. So what did I say? I said knight f2, and then that would defend this. But maybe there's something better, and there was something better that was check, and there was mate. Okay, and what about the second one? Okay, so first move was check. And then, so the second move was bishop to e4. And the idea is this b1 to h7 diagonal has been opened up. And the bishop can now join in and attack this h7 square along with the queen. And now the queen is going to go here and checkmate. And this is going to be practically over for black because even if he moves the knight, the rook is controlling the f7 square. So queen h7 will be mate anyway. Okay, so we're going to wrap up with this video. Thank you all for watching this video. And have a great rest of your day. As you can see, puzzles do improve pattern recognition, and they can help you learn and improve your brain. And thank you all for watching the video once again, and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.